Jen Groover is a highly sought-after TV personality, best-selling author, entrepreneur, and speaker. Success Magazine tagged Jen as a one-woman brand and a creativity and innovation guru. And Entrepreneur Magazine wrote, Jen is a leading serial entrepreneur. Jen has created numerous consumer products which are featured in hundreds of outlets. Join Jen for the next 90 minutes as she unveils the secrets to her success in Empower, Keys to Unlocking Your Unlimited Potential.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. I am so grateful to have you all with me tonight. I am so excited to share all the nuggets of wisdom that I've learned through my bumps and bruises and journey to find my own inner fulfillment and my own empowerment. And so I hope that you are all ready to get empowered, inspired, fired up, and ready to conquer the world. I want you to leave here feeling like you can do whatever it is that you want to do in life, that you are worth whatever it is that you want in life, that you are worthwhile to inspire other people to give to them inspiration so that they can also get what they want too. For those of you who don't know, I am a serial entrepreneur. I always joke, I started my serial entrepreneur life when I was in first grade when my teacher tied me to my chair. However, my teacher did not realize that I was working on my networking skills at that age and how important they were going to be for what I do today and how much personal engagement was so much part of what inspires me and creates so much of my energy and excitement for life. My daughters laughed when I first said that I was a serial entrepreneur in front of them, and they looked at me and they said, what kind of cereal did you create? So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I am a motivational speaker, an author, a spokeswoman, a retired fitness competitor, health enthusiast, and mother of little girl twins. So that is my number one top priority and my most exciting thing to see. They are a mirror for your life. And so what I want to really hone in tonight is what you think empowerment really is and where does it come from? Because this word empowerment is being used every time I turn around now. I want to empower you. I want to inspire you. Empowerment for this, empowerment for that. But what does it mean? The more I hear it, the more I see people struggling for it. They want to feel empowered, but they're not getting there. And so it's like giving somebody excitement, but not giving them the tools to actually access their inner potential, to access what their own empowerment is. And so I think the real question to begin with, for everybody at home, for everybody in the audience, is what is empowerment? I want you to reflect on that question before we really get into it. But what is empowerment? What is it to be empowered? What does that feel like to be empowered? Is that something you've ever reflected on before? Have you ever thought to yourself, I feel empowered? I feel strong. I feel excited. Or have you thought, everyone keeps talking about this. What is it? I don't know if I've ever felt it. It's like meditation. I don't know if I'm really meditating. Are you really empowered? So I want you to think about that for a second. What is it to feel empowered? I find that people struggle so often to feel empowered because they're looking in the wrong places. Often people are reaching to external things like material possessions. If I could only get this car, if I could only live in this house, if I could only have these clothes, and then everybody would love me. Is that what empowerment really is? What I've realized is that the more people look to those external things, the materials, to fulfill them, they actually get further away from being empowered. They actually start giving away their power because they're not really tapping into where empowerment comes from. External things don't empower us. They don't give us more confidence, maybe just for a moment. How many of you have ever bought a car and you thought, if only I could have this car, I'm going to be so cool and everyone's going to look at me and everyone's going to think I'm the coolest person in the neighborhood. And then you get it, and you're excited that first day and the first week, and by a month later, you're like, I really don't feel that different. I thought it was going to feel so much different, so much better, stronger, cooler. And so that's where people really run into obstacles. They're trying to fulfill their power, their passion, their purpose with things that can't do it. So where does empowerment come from? It comes from within. It comes from within yourself. But where does it come from? It's like the elusive question, why are we here, right? What are we doing here? What's our reason for being here? Those are where the questions really start to tap into who you are and where do you get empowerment from. Most people say to me as an entrepreneur, I have a great idea. I want to start a business. I just don't know what I want to do. Well, the reason that they're asking this question is because they're looking for an external title. They're looking for an identity. They're looking for a box to fit in, because isn't that what we've been taught all along? We have to fit in this box. We need a title. We need achievements. But that's not really where it's coming from either. Empowerment doesn't come from that. The question isn't what do you want to do? The question is who do you want to be? What is your legacy going to be? What footprint are you going to lead in this world? How are you going to leave an impact? Those are the questions that you need to be asking yourself to get to the core of why are you here? And when you can envision what that looks like, if you can envision who you want to be, at the end of your life, what are people saying about you? He did this for me. She did that for me. She impacted and inspired my life. That's where you begin to figure out all other things. When we begin with that question, we can start to really tap into the height of who we are and work down into figuring out what are our passions? What are we passionate about? What excites us? Instead of trying to get that title first and then working into passion and then working into purpose, if we can begin with what is the purpose? Why are we here? What do we want to do? And how do we want to leave this world? Then we can get into what am I passionate about? What am I excited about? And you can begin to define the roles and the titles of your life based on that. When I first graduated college, my degree was in education, and I thought I had to be a teacher in a traditional sense because I was brought up to believe that you get a degree in something, then you have to go do that thing for the rest of your life. How many people feel that way, right? And so you do what everybody else imposed upon you to do versus what you really want to do. And so I actually played into that belief system. And I would drive to school every day, and I was teaching kindergarten at the time, and God bless the people who have patience to teach kindergarten. It was not me at that time of my life, I assure you, and that is why I believe God gave me my twins to teach me patience later on in life. But when I would drive to school, I would think to myself, I'm not excited. I don't feel fulfilled. I actually feel sick to my stomach because I feel like I'm not tapping into what I'm supposed to be doing. And I started talking to people, and so many people would be driving to work feeling the same way. That is not living. That is not life. That is not what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be tapping into our passions to start to fulfill our purpose of being here. So when you ask yourself, what am I passionate about? Then you can start to create a line for you to form an opinion of, am I doing the right things every day? Am I in the right career path? Am I doing the right things by my friends and family? Am I living with integrity? And am I living with truth? That's the hardest thing for people to get. Living your truth. What I mean by living your truth is standing in strength of who you are. Your uniqueness is your power. What is your uniqueness? We've been trained since we were little kids in grade school to try and fit in, right? To fit in with everybody else, to be like everybody else. But your uniqueness is your power. Followers don't win in life, leaders win, right? Your uniqueness is what makes you powerful. So if we can embrace that power, then we can start to peel back the layers of the onion of what makes us who we are. And so you tap into your passion, you tap into your purpose. The bigger thing in all this that is left out of the conversation constantly is the intention. Your intentions all day, every day. Why do you do what you do? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Why do you do what you do? Why are your goals what they are? Is it for an exterior self-approval from other people? Is it to fulfill your ego? Is it to get someone in your family who you're trying to get to approve of you, one of your friends to approve of you, your neighbors? Or is it because it's who you are? Standing in your truth is embracing all the things that make you you and using them to stand out differently than everybody else. That's your edge, right? So having an intention behind that, the intention of why you do what you do. So an intention, you can have a macro intention and a micro intention. A macro intention is your overall statement of life. My macro intention is to inspire and empower as many people as possible to know that they're capable and worth more than they ever thought was possible. I say it exactly that way without stumbling because it is who I am today. When I realized that I didn't have a clear intention of what I was doing every day of my life, what's that main core, that main statement that all other opportunities get lined up against? You know, it's easy for us to be pulled in 50 million directions. There's easy for us to get distracted. It's easy for us to get off course and live the way that we're supposed to. And so if you have that clear intention of your life, why you're here, and you can every day, with every opportunity, say it clearly and concisely, and then as the opportunities come to you, say, does this line up with my intention? Does this line up with why I am here? Does this line up with what my purpose is? Then you can start to let all the drama and needless worry fall to the wayside, right? I always joke that I live in the drama-free zone. I say it very clearly to everybody. I live in the drama-free zone, and if you're going to bring drama around, it needs to stay outside of my zone. It needs to be over there and not in here. And people laugh, but they get it. You have to set up boundaries for other people to leave their drama out of your life, because when you're empowered and you're living with passion and purpose, you don't have time for it. It sucks your energy, the energy that you need for your very clear and concise purpose. So if you have a clear intention for why you're here, then you can start to really use that as your litmus test of what everything is comparing to. When you go to get your next job, when you go to enroll in school, when you even go out on the weekends, the choices that you make and how you spend your free time and who you spend your free time with is very clear. Another part of this equation is the micro intentions. The micro intentions are on your daily tasks. Every time you pick up a phone call, what's the reason for that phone call? What's your intention? What do you want to get out of it? Better yet, the bigger question is, what do you want to give out of it? What do you want to give of yourself to another person? Now that is the secret to intentions. That is the secret to goal setting. You know, it starts when we're motivated, we have goals, right? And then we can raise that level of ambition and success by having the power of visualization. Visualization allows us to really tap into our imagination and envision our lives. And then when you have that power of attraction, that law of attraction, that visualization, you start to attract and manifest more things into your life more easily. Right? You ever heard that saying, work hard, smarter, not harder, right? So if you're actually tapping into your power with the right intention and you're using your power of manifestation, then life becomes so much easier. Things come to you. Instead of you chasing them, they're coming to you. I want to tell you a story about why I'm here today and how I got here today. And it's directly in correlation to this powerful thing called manifestation. And I love to share this story for the people who doubt. 4 years ago, my girls were a lot younger, and I was cleaning up the house as they were making the mess. And then I would clean and they would make the mess. I had the TV on as background noise, and PBS special was on, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And I was watching it, and I stopped during my cleaning process, and I sat down, and I really focused. And I was listening to what he was saying, and I was actually getting ready to launch my first book, and I was thinking, wow, his book sales must really go up right now. And he gets so much knowledge, gives so much knowledge and credibility to who he is. He's actually doing what I love, which is speaking in front of a group of people. But he's bringing it to life through television. How exciting is that? And I'm watching this, and this is literally what's going on in my mind. This is my mental process. And I had a snapshot of me doing the same exact thing. And I thought to myself, I would love to have my own PBS special. A random thing to throw out into the universe, right? But I thought it. But not only did I think it, I believed it. I believed that it was possible for me. That's when we tap in and start harnessing. When you believe, you harness that law of attraction. You pull it to you. Without belief, you push it away. You can say it and think it all you like. I sat there and I believed. I never spoke of that belief or that desire that after that day. I did not pursue it. I did not directly pursue it per se. But what I did do is I began my journey to become the person who I needed to be to gain wisdom, transformation, so that I could share my knowledge with other people. So I could share my excitement and my enthusiasm and insight and theories and philosophies with other people so that maybe I could impact their lives in the way that he was impacting my life. So to get where the information changes here, it's not just about what I wanted. It wasn't just about my goal. It's about what my desire can do for other people. It's what my desire and goals can do and give to other people. It's not about me. And this is the secret of the power of intention. When it becomes something greater than yourself and something that is giving to other people to make their lives better, then everything comes to you in a way that you can't even fathom. It was about a year and a half later, I got a phone call randomly from this guy, Kevin, and he said, "Hey, Jen, they're looking for somebody like you to do this PBS special." And I said, "Hey, you should talk to Jen." And sure enough, when he's telling me this story, I'm thinking, is this a joke? This can't even be happening. I literally thought of this. I did this. I created this. I never told anyone about it. But what I did do is I set a very clear intention. I set forth my beliefs in myself. I faced myself in the mirror every day to be the best version of myself that I could be in order to give to you right now. As we go into the next segment, what I'm going to talk about is the 7 things that every empowered person does on a daily basis. 7 ways and habits of an empowered person.